Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our December 16th annual board meeting. And at this time, can we please have roll call?
Trustee Dr. Latanya Young,
Here.
Trustee Gardner,
Present.
Trustee Gross,
Here.
Vice President Ubaldi, Vice President Ubaldi. Is he
He's
here?
muted.
I can't see him.
He's muted.
Here.
Okay, there you go.
Thank
Okay,
you.
President Fox.
Here.
Thank
At
you.
this time, we're going to do our Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
Ready, begin. I pledge
I pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the flag
flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our meeting. This is an exciting meeting. We have two new people to be sworn in, one person joining back. And at this time, we are going to start the swearing in of our new board members. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Latanya Young to the board and Christy Gardner returning. First, we are going to have Christy Gardner be sworn in. So Councilman Robert McConnell will be officiating the swearing in. Please begin when you're ready.
Thank you very much, President Fox. I appreciate the opportunity and the courtesy of being invited. Ms. Gardner, thank you for offering me this honorary. So let me ask you to stand and please raise your hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Christy Gardner,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance,
that I will bear
true faith
true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution to the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of reservation.
I think you froze.
Or purpose of evasion,
There you go. And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, and you raise your hand, and I now acknowledge that you are a trustee of the Ohio Unified School District, and congratulations.
Thank you very
Congratulations,
much.
Trustee Gardner.
Thank you, Robert
Thank you,
McConnell.
Councilman, McConnell. Congratulations, Trustee Gardner. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, Dr. Latanya Young, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. And we have swearing you in, the Honorable, where I need to see, I don't see her on the, is she here ready?
I am here.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now I see you. Thank you. Honorable Judge Davis, would you please begin when you're ready?
All right. First of all, I would like to say that I'm honored to have been asked to administer the oath of office to Dr. Latanya Young. I think that you all will find that she is a diligent, hardworking, caring, compassionate person who is a taskmaster. I've had the opportunity to work with her as a friend, as a client, and as a colleague, and I believe that she will be a staunch advocate for all of the children as well as the families of the Vallejo City Unified School District. And so, Dr. Young, if you would be kind enough to please raise your right hand at this time and also stand. All right. And repeat after me. I, Dr. LaTanya Young, solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter.
and with the authority granted to me by the Constitution of the State of California, I proclaim you duly elected and installed to assume the duties as a member of the governing board of the Vallejo City Unified School District. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Young, and again, welcome. Thank you, Mayor Davis. All right, very exciting, and we're excited to have you on the team, and we gotta get down to work. All right, at this time on our agenda, we are now at our adoption of our board agenda.
I move for the adoption.
We have a first. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Gardner. Roll call, please.
Trustee Young? Trustee Young? Unmute.
Yeah.
Trustee Gardner?
Aye.
Trustee Gross?
Aye.
Vice President Ubaldi?
Aye.
President Fox?
Aye. Our board agenda is approved. And with that now, we are down now to our organizational meeting, election of officers for 2021.
President Fox, if I may add something here at this point, prior to the election,
Yes.
just the procedural items for tonight. First of all, my congratulations to Dr. Young joining us tonight on the board, and my congratulations to Trustee Gardner, who's returning to us. I'm very excited for both of you and for our board and for the next few years. This is a very exciting time. I also wanted to just share kind of a procedural piece, which is, and I talked to board members about this individually. For this particular organizational meeting, we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do, because normally we're doing this live in our boardroom. And so this is usually a part when we elect a new board president, that the gavel is passed to the new president as soon as that is completed. But for the sake of continuity and simplicity, what I've asked President Fox to do is to continue on through the organizational portion of the meeting to finish up all those items. And then the board will go into closed session for some closed session items. Then when we return and reemerge for the remainder of the meeting, the public meeting, the new president will assume the gavel and will finish out the meeting for us. So that will make it simple. I checked with legal, that's perfectly legal to do. And so they just wanted to do that for simplicity's sake. The other thing I want to make is just some very quick comments on behalf of, to talk a little bit about our outgoing president. Our outgoing president was elected at this time last year. And if everybody remembers back to December of 2019, all the way back, it was a very different time. And so President Fox was elected to become president of the board December 19th. Nobody knew anything about this thing called a coronavirus. And there were a lot of other things that have happened since that time. He was faced as a board president a pandemic for the large portion of his time as president. Over the summer, the previous superintendent left for a different position in a different district. And then we had an interim superintendent for a period of a few months. And then a new superintendent came in November. That'd be me. So it's been a rather eventful year and a really unusual year for our outgoing president, President Fox. And one of the things that I've noted in the time that I've worked with him is that he has done this all with grace and with good humor and with conscientiousness. And I just really want to appreciate the work that he's done and to talk about a little bit about how much I've enjoyed working with President Fox as president. And while we will be handing over the gavel in the middle of the meeting to a new president, we will have a gavel as a keepsake that President Fox will keep for his, for as a memento and a token of our appreciation for all that he's done this year. So I just wanted to thank you, President Fox, for your work and for your faithfulness through a very difficult time. And we will be giving you the gavel. You can come and pick it up at the office, but thank you so much for your service.
Thank you, Superintendent Spalding. Those words mean a great deal to my heart and my soul. It has been an extremely challenging year with the pandemic and, like you said, working with 3 superintendents. But the biggest thing is just the wellness of all of our students, our staff, and our families. And we also, one thing that wasn't mentioned was the wildfires as well, and also the racial unrest. So this year has had many, many challenges, and but we all do it because of our love for the district and for our students and our families. And that's why we're all here. So I greatly appreciate that. I do want to say the biggest thing that I do miss, or that I do kind of regret that I wish I had, was to have meetings in the boardroom. We haven't had a meeting in the boardroom since February. So my presidency has been online basically. And also the other thing that I really missed was not seeing and shaking the hands, looking into the eyes of our graduating seniors to wish them congratulations when they graduated high school. That deeply saddened my heart. Yes, I did a video, but that does not compare to shaking someone's hand and looking in their eyes and giving them from your heart the best wishes to their future. So thank you for your kind words. And I hope to be on the board for many years. So hopefully I'll get another chance to at least have those 2 opportunities in the future. With that, it is now time to start our annual, unless anyone else wants to talk, we'll start our annual meeting. Okay, so at this time, we'll start our annual meeting for election of officers. And we will start with president. Unmute yourself if you would like to make a nomination.
President Fox, I'd like to nominate Dr. Ubaldi.
Can I second that nomination?
Okay. All in favor? Let's do roll call. Roll call, please.
Sorry about that. Trustee Gardner,
Aye.
Trustee Young, Trustee Young,
Aye.
Trustee Gross,
That's okay, girl. Aye.
Vice President Ebaldi,
You're on mute.
Amen.
President Fox.
Yes. Congratulations, President Ebaldi.
Thank you.
And at this time, we are now opening the nominations for Vice President. And I would like to nominate Tony Gross.
I'll
Second.
second that.
Oh, we lost a second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gardner,
Aye.
Trustee Young,
Aye.
Trustee Gross,
Aye.
Trustee Fox,
Yes.
Vice President Ebaldi.
Aye.
Congratulations, Vice President Gross. Okay, now at this time, we are going to be doing the next item on our agenda. We are going to be talking about appointment of the secretary to the board. Superintendent Spalding, will you talk about that?
Yes, it's typical for the superintendent to also serve as the secretary to the board. And we have a resolution this time. Sometimes it's done by just motion and action, but in this case, we've written a resolution. And so I'm recommending that the board pass the resolution naming the superintendent as the secretary to the board.
Do I hear a motion?
I move that we approve resolution 2931.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
Wait, may I read it, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Appointment of the superintendent as secretary to the board for the year 2021. Whereas each year, the governing board of Vallejo City Unified School District, in accordance with the board bylaws of 9100B, Organization and Education Code 35143, shall hold an annual organization meeting, and whereas in any year in which regular election of district board members is conducted, the organization meeting shall be held within a 15-day period beginning from the date upon which a board member elected at that election takes office. And whereas at the meeting, the board should elect its entire slate of officers to include president and the clerk and or vice president from its members, and appoint a superintendent as secretary to the board, authorize signatures, approve a schedule of regular meetings for the year, and a board governance calendar stating the time when the board will address important governance matters. And whereas the secretary to the board, in accordance with the board bylaws of 9122-B and Educational Code 35025, shall be responsible for maintaining an accurate and complete record of all board proceedings, and shall prepare, distribute, and maintain the board agenda, record, distribute board records and document, conduct official correspondence for the board as directed by the board, and execute official papers, and perform the duties assigned by the board. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the governing board of the Vallejo City Unified School District that the superintendent is appointed secretary to the board for the governing board of the Vallejo City Unified School District, the year of 2021, adopted by the, well, after we sign it, adopted by the governing board by the Vallejo City Unified School District this 16th day of December 2020. I move for the adoption.
Do we hear a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Gardner, roll call, please.
Trustee Young?
Yep.
Trustee Gardner?
Aye.
Trustee Lawson? No, I'm sorry, my bad. Got to get my nose in order.
He's on
Trustee-
the ground floor.
Trustee Fox,
Yes.
Vice President Gross,
Yes.
President Ubaldi.
Aye.
All right. It passes unanimously. Now we are down to committees.
Actually, President Fox, I believe we have the designation
Of signatures.
signatures, correct?
Yes. Would you like to take that over?
Yes, this is a typical function in the organizational meeting, and usually, must be undertaken if there's a change in any of the individuals who have to sign, who might be signing documents. So this will include the signatures of all board members and various people, myself and members of the cabinet who might be signing documents. So it's a matter of approving that signing authority. And there's a resolution for that as well.
Okay. President Ubaldi, you read the resolution. You're on mute.
Resolution 2030, District Authorized Signature Signing Authority. It's recommended that the governing board approve and adopt Resolution 2930 that approves agency representatives designation for defined functions as the Solano County Office of Education required as updated lists. I move for the adoption, Mr. President.
Okay, so we have a first, we have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Gross. Roll call, please.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do it in the previous order we've always done it.
Okay, whatever works.
I go after Christie.
Trustee Young. Trustee Young,
Aye.
Trustee Gardner,
Aye.
Trustee Gross,
Aye.
Vice President Ubaldi,
Aye.
President Fox.
Aye. That passes for our signatures. Thank you. Now on our agenda, we are on agenda item 7, designation of board representatives to serve on committees. So there are a number of committees, and there are actually 7 seats to hold, but only 5 people. So we're going to have some people serve on 2 different committees. So I'm going to read the different committees. Before I start that, though, I know I serve on the county board, and so that's the one I've done for the last 2 years, and I'm happy to stay on that. Is anyone else on a board currently, or a committee currently, that they would like to say the committee they're on and they'd like to stay on it before we go over all of them? Which committee are you on, Dr. Ubaldi?
I'm with BIVA,
Okay, thank you.
and I'd
Anyone
like to
else?
say, please.
You'd like to stay on that?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Anyone else?
I believe Trustee Vice President Tony Groves is also a member of VIVA. I don't know if he wants to stay or change.
Okay. Well, let me read the different committees, and then we'll decide how to divvy up. So we have a member and it equals to 7, even though we have 5 people. All right, here we go. So the first one is the county school board, and that's 1 person. And I am willing to stay on that unless anyone else is interested. And then the second committee is a new one we're going to be having, policy committee, and we need 2 people on the policy committee. Membership of the board subcommittee that reviews the board bylaws, the 9000s, to ensure that they're updated and aligned with board policy. So I need 2 people that would be willing to work on those 9,000 board policies to make sure they're regularly being updated. Now, CSBA gives us recommendations, but also internally, we need to look at our own bylaws and just see which ones individually we're interested in making sure are current. So who would be willing, which 2 trustees would be willing to work on that committee?
I'll be looking to work on that committee.
Thank
I
you,
would-
Dr. Young. Thank you, Trustee
I would be-
Gardner.
Yes.
All right, Kenneth and Rhonda, you have Trustee Gardner and Dr. Young will be on the policy making committee. So we're checked with that one. County board, we're checked. Let's go to the next one. All right. The next committee is the Interagency Committee. We need 2 people for this. It's membership of the Interagency Committee that meets with 2 city council members to meet throughout the year on issues and items interest on both the city and the school board. And the Viva one is coming up next, Dr. Abaldi. That's the next one. And so we need 2 people, and I'm willing to do this one.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'm willing to do it as well.
I would also like to do it, the interagency.
Okay, so there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me.
Christy, I'll go away. You take it.
Chris, Trustee Gardner, do you want you and I to do it, or does it matter to me?
No, you and Christy.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll do 2 committees then. I'll do the county board and I'll work with Trustee Gardner on the interagency.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
it sounds like, let me read the last committee, but it sounds like Dr. Baldi and Trustee Gross, it sounds like both of you are interested, but let me read it. So the last one is the Viva Vallejo Business and Education Alliance. We need 2 trustees, and it meets with representatives of Solano College, Cal Maritime University, Turtle University, the Chamber of Commerce, and issues and items related to the education and business institutions here in Vallejo. So, Dr. Abaldi, are you said you are in favor of still working on that one?
Yes, very much so.
Wonderful. And Trustee Gross, you are as well?
We would like to also be on board too.
And Trustee Gross, you are?
Sorry, my mic was off. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to stay there.
Okay, so it sounds like we all have, so Kenneth and Rhonda, so I'm doing the county board, Trustee Gardner and I are doing the interagency with City Council. Dr. Young is doing the policy, the bylaw policy 9000s with Trustee Gardner, and the Viva is going to be President Abaldi and Vice President Gross. Kenneth and Rhonda, do you have that?
I'm also interested in the county board. I don't know if there's enough room on that seat also.
I'll ask and see. They asked me to come. I have a meeting on Monday. Would you like me to ask if both of us can serve?
Yes.
Okay. I'll find out. I have a meeting on Monday and I'll let you know.
If not, it's no big deal.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Young.
I was interested. Yeah.
I would like the help, so I'm hoping they say yes because I would love the help. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Kenneth and Rhonda, do you have all those names and committees down?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so at this time, let me see where we're at on our agenda.
I have a question though,
Yes.
John.
Pardon.
Do you have contact information?
Oh, not yet. We'll all be given that. First, we just needed to be put on which committee, and then we'll be put in contact.
Okay,
That'll be coming next from the district office.
okay.
And I was gonna comment that some of these committees have been on hiatus through the pandemic, but what we wanted to do is get these, get these scheduled and get people assigned so that when these start going again, we'll have identified people from the board. So some of these don't even really have schedules yet, but we're bringing these forward. And we just wanted to make sure in this organizational meeting that people, had their assignments for the year.
Okay, great, thank you.
If my memory is correct, Dr. Young can come in as an alternate, but on the other hand, you can make a request that she would be a full member. But at the least, is an alternate, which is moved by this board. They can't deny our recommendation.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way she can attend the meeting with you Monday if her schedule will allow.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So now on our agenda, let's see where we are. Adoption is, so now we're down to agenda item 8, organizational meeting, adoption of our calendar for 2021 schedule of board meeting.
I move that we adopt the proposed governing board meeting calendars, bylaws BP 9320-B for 2021.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Now, one thing I do want to note is for the month of July, we have 2 as needed, but if we don't need both in the month of July, if there's not enough for both meetings, there'll just be 1 meeting in July. But it'll be determined later on when we get closer, just for those, so you're aware. So we have a first and we have a second. So Rhonda, can we please have roll call?
Yes, trustee Young,
You muted.
Aye.
trustee Gardner,
Aye.
trustee Gross,
My turn. Aye.
vice president Ubaldi,
Aye.
president Fox.
Aye. So our calendar is approved for our meetings for 2021. And with that, we are now an adjournment of our annual organization meeting.
And particularly for the board, there will be a closed session that follows this. And once we are done with our closed session business, then the remainder of the meeting is general business after closed session. But to get into closed session, you should all have a link that was sent to you by email, because that's a separate meeting and that's a confidential meeting. And so you should be able to get through that link to the separate closed session item that follows right now.
Okay, so we are adjourned of the annual meeting. So we will be signing out and signing back into the closed meeting, correct? All right.